welcome to yoga. My name is Lindsay and today we're going to be doing a 45-minute yoga flow. So go ahead and grab a cup of tea if you'd like and grab a mat, find a comfortable space, and we'll go ahead and get started on our backs today. So starting to come onto your back, close your eyes, let your arms fall wherever you'd like. Option to bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And starting to tune in with your breath here. Feeling the belly rise as the air enters through your nostrils. And feeling the belly fall as you exhale. Settling in for our practice today. Continuing to take some nice deep breaths. Starting to move through a body scan. Starting at the head, feeling into any tension you may be holding in your forehead, in your jaw or mouth. Starting to notice any emotion here and begin to release it. Continuing to scan down through your neck, your shoulders and arms, as well as your chest. And once again, using the breath to feel into any places of tension. And if you're experiencing possibly, a sore shoulder, send the breath there. Continuing to breathe, moving that body scan down through the torso. Feeling the belly rise and fall with the breath. And continuing down through the legs, down the thighs, the calves, and all the way to the feet. Again, if you feel any tension or stress in these places, continue to use the breath to release it. Feeling the whole body fully relaxed on the mat, fully present for today's practice. Taking a few more deep breaths here. And as you let that tension melt away from your body, I invite you to think about releasing control in your life as well. Releasing any tension, any stress. And this could mean releasing control of an outcome or loosening any expectations of this present moment. And I know that lately we've all had kind of a big wake-up call with the events going on, and so I think it's important to remember these things, to kind of flow with life and to relax a little bit. And most importantly, it's important to remember that we're all in this together. And so with that, just continuing to breathe through any emotions that may be coming up for you. Starting to release your grip on what you've held so tightly in your reality. Just really starting to let go of certainty, because the opposite really isn't uncertainty. Rather, it's an opportunity to be curious, to be open, and to be willing to embrace change. So keeping that in mind throughout today's practice, taking that insight with you. Starting to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, wake up the body. Begin to hug the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. And then slowly grabbing onto the backs of the thighs, taking a few rocks here, all the way up to a seated position on the mat. Sitting up nice and tall, rolling your shoulders down and back. We'll start to flow through some neck circles. So exhaling, dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Maybe rocking the head forward and backwards. And then exhaling, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder, rocking the head forward and back. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, back to the left. And exhale, release. Continuing to move through these half circles with your own breath. Option to take a full circle around, being mindful of the integrity in your neck. And then coming back up to a neutral spine. Beginning to reach both hands up overhead. Exhaling, we'll drop the right hand down, fold to the right side. Getting that nice side body stretch here up and through. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the left. And inhale to center. Exhale, walking the hands out in front of you. Hinging at the hips. And folding over your legs. And inhale, we'll walk ourselves all the way up. Walking the hands behind us to reverse that fold. Starting to roll the shoulders down and back, opening the chest, chin rises slightly. Nice big breath here, and exhale, release. Flipping over to our tabletop pose. Bringing our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. And starting to flow through some cat-cows here. So we'll inhale, belly pulls down toward the mat, chin rises up. Exhaling to round the back, expanding the shoulder blades down and back, sending your chin to chest. And inhale to arch. Exhale to round. Continuing through these movements with your own breath. Be closing your eyes. Inviting yourself to take a journey inward. then starting to move intuitively here. Maybe that means you'd like to curl your toes under or flip your palms so that your fingertips face you. Just finding a space here that's new and that feels good for your body. And then starting to walk the hands out just slightly, spreading the knees a little bit wider on the mat, and we'll start to take some circles around the knees with our hips. So we'll exhale, drop the hips over to the left and all the way back towards the heels. And then inhale, bringing it all the way over to the right side into the front of the room. Just continuing to make some circles with your breath here. Once again, closing your eyes, letting any cracks or pops come out of the body. And then switching directions. And we'll come back up to a neutral spine. Starting to extend the right leg out long, we'll curl the toes under and starting to rock forward and backward to warm up your right leg. And from here, taking this leg and beginning to circle around in the hip area. So taking the knee and circling it around the hip joint. And then exhale, release. Sending that left leg back, rocking forward and backward on the toes. And starting to circle the knee around the hip here. Making some nice and big circles. And exhale, release. And we'll start to extend the right arm out long and left leg follows. So creating a nice long line of energy through the whole entire body. Option to stay here if this feels good for you. Or if you'd like to, beginning to hug the elbow and knee in together, rounding your back. And then inhale, expanding out. Exhale, bringing that knee to elbow. Inhale out. Last one, exhale. And inhale, reach out, extending long. Exhale, release. Nice, shake it out. And coming to the other side here. Left arm reaches out long, saying hi to our little plant friend over here. And her right leg. And then we'll exhale, bringing our knee to elbow. Inhale to reach. Exhale. And inhale. Last one. And exhale to release. Shaking the hips out once again. We'll begin to walk the hands slightly forward, curl the toes under, send our sit bones all the way up toward the sky for our first down dog of the practice. And in this first down dog, starting to walk out the feet, making sure your fingertips are spread nice and wide on the mat, and your head is in line with your arms. Getting comfortable here, and then on your next inhale, slowly walking your feet to the top of the mat. Coming to our forward fold, letting our torso hang over our legs. Option 2, grab opposite elbows, swaying side to side for ragdoll. And then exhale, release. And inhale, we'll rise all the way up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head and neck are the last thing to reach the top. We'll roll our shoulders down and back, sending our palms out to the front of the room. Starting to ground down through all four corners of the feet here, standing nice and tall and strong. Taking a few deep breaths. And in these moments, I offer you a chance to create an intention for today's practice. Maybe that intention reflects the idea I had in the beginning of the class to release control and kind of embrace uncertainty. So finding a short word or phrase that suits you today. And then inhale, bring it with us throughout today's practice, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhaling, hands through heart center, we're forward fold. Flowing through some sun A's here. We'll inhale for a halfway lift. Nice flat back. And exhale to release. Planting the palms down, walking the feet back, high plank. Option here to lower the knees down. And then we'll lower through our chaturanga vinyasa. So we'll exhale to hug the elbows into the body, lowering down toward the mat. Inhale, pressing up to a cobra or an up dog with the thighs off the ground. And then exhale, we'll curl our toes downward facing dog. So feeling free to take whatever version of that chaturanga vinyasa you'd like to take throughout today's practice. I was remembering that you can skip it all together and just come meeting me back in downward facing dog as well. Now beginning to inhale, walk the feet back up to the top of the mat. Exhale, release. Inhale, rising up, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, slowly coming all the way up to standing. Shoulders roll down and back, arms reach up overhead. And exhale, hands through heart center. So we'll take that sun A 2 more times, a little bit faster to warm up the body. So inhaling, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, plant the palms, walk the feet back, high plank. Flowing through your chaturanga vinyasa today. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, walking or hopping our feet to the top of the mat. Exhale to release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. And last one, inhale, rising all the way up to standing. Arms reach up overhead. And exhale, hands through heart center. One more time here, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Planting the palms, walking the feet back, high plank. Exhale to lower through your chaturanga vinyasa today. Inhale to rise. Exhale, meeting me downward facing dog. Walking out the feet here. Continuing to breathe. Moving my little plant friend a little bit away. And then when you're ready, starting to inhale, right leg rises, three-legged dog. And exhaling, bringing your knee to chest, planting your foot in between your palms. Keep our nice, strong, low lunge here. We'll plant that left hand down. Inhale, right arm reaches up overhead. Coming into a twist here, stacking the shoulders, opening the chest. Beautiful. And then exhale to release. Drop that back knee down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Either bringing our hands to our knee or reaching them all the way up overhead. Taking a breath here. And exhale, shifting our weight back, coming into our half split, flexing our front foot all the way up toward our face. Feeling that nice hamstring stretch here, hinging at the hips. And shifting our weight back forward, planting our palms on the mat, curling our back toes under, and walking it back, downward facing dog. We'll inhale, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Exhaling, knee to chest, planting that foot in between the palms, keeping that nice strong stance here in our low lunge. Pressing the right palm down on the mat, inhaling, left arm reaches high. Coming into our twist. And exhale to release, dropping that back knee down. Inhale, walking those hands up toward the knee or all the way overhead. Making sure to stack the knee over the ankle here. Staying nice and strong, pressing up and through that foot. Reaching up nice and strong through that front leg. And we'll exhale, shifting our weight back, half split. Flexing our foot toward us. And just hinging over those hips. And inhale, shifting our weight forward, planting our palms down, walking our feet back, high plank. This time flowing through a chaturanga vinyasa here, so we'll exhale to lower. Inhale to rise, up to cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Once again, walking the feet out here. We'll inhale, right leg rises up. And exhale, knee to chest, planting that foot in between the palms. Getting our nice strong stance here in this low lunge. Each foot is in their own lane. And we'll inhale to rise up, crescent lunge. Beautiful. So in this crescent lunge, making sure your heel is off the mat and your front knee isn't going over your front ankle. So nice stack we have here. And reaching your hands overhead. Core is engaged. We'll inhale, straightening that front leg. Pressing up and through, and exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. And inhale to rise. Exhale, sink down just a little bit further. Beautiful. And then exhale, sweeping the arms down and back, airplaning them behind us. Sending our torso forward. Taking a breath here. And then inhale, rise back up. Exhale to open to our warrior two. Sending our arms forward and back. Feet are in line here, so bringing that front heel to that back arch or to the back heel, whichever feels best for you. And then sinking down deep, keeping that core engaged here, making sure to check knees and over that front ankle. Inhale to breathe. Straightening our front leg. We'll slowly hinge our arms forward, tick-tocking, coming into a triangle pose, reaching the back arm up overhead. We can either let that front arm float down, we can put on our shin, on our ankle, or maybe even the ground. So it's just creating some space here in between the hips and the ribs here so you can feel nice and full breaths. And then inhale, rise back up, warrior two. We'll reverse our warrior, reaching that front hand up overhead. Nice bend in that front leg still. Beautiful. And then exhale to windmill our arms down on either side of the foot. Coming back to our high plank, and we'll exhale, flowing through your chaturanga vinyasa today. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Starting to take that flow on the other side. From your down dog, inhale, left leg rises. Exhaling, knee to chest, planting that foot in between the palms. Getting your stance nice and strong here. We'll inhale to rise, crescent lunge. Beautiful. Once again, checking your alignment, making sure your hips are square to the front of the room. Knee is stacked over the ankle. We'll inhale to rise up, straightening that front leg. Exhale to lower. Two more, inhale. And exhale. Last one. And exhale. Beautiful. Exhale, sweeping the arms behind the back to airplane. Sending the torso forward just slightly. Feeling that in the front leg, that strength is building here. Releasing any tension you have in the body with these breaths. And then inhale, rise back up. Exhale, we'll open up to warrior two, sending that back foot down to a 90-degree angle. Same options apply, either front heel to front or to back arch, or front heel to back heel. And then gaze comes out over the front fingertips here, sinking deep. We'll inhale to straighten our front leg, tic-tacking our arms forward, coming into our triangle pose, letting that front arm fall down wherever it may. Keeping our arms stacked. Our chest is lifted. Nice big breath here. And inhale, coming back up to warrior two. Reversing our warrior, back hand to back thigh. Front hand reaches all the way up overhead. Nice big inhale, and exhale to sweep the arms down on either side of the foot. Coming back to our high plank. And then flowing through your chaturanga vinyasa today. Exhale to lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Walking the feet out. Taking a breath. When you're ready, right leg reaches up high, three-legged dog. Exhaling, knee to chest, planting that foot in between the palms. We're going to rise back up to our crescent lunge once again. This time, exhaling, hands through heart center. We're going to come to a nice balance pose. So coming into warrior three, starting to shift the weight forward into that front leg. Back up here. So shifting the weight forward, sending your torso down. Back foot reaches up behind you. Trying to make your body shape like a T. And then keeping the hands at heart center, or option two, float them behind you, or maybe out in front of you. One more breath here, and exhale, release, half split, dropping the hands down right next to the foot. Back foot is flexed and parallel to the hips are parallel to the ground. Taking a breath here, and then exhale to release that back leg down. Getting your low lunge stance. And inhale, rising back up, crescent lunge. One more twist open here to the side. Coming open to the right side. Kind of an opposite twist here. Using your last bit of strength. As we inhale, arms rise. Exhaling, hands through heart center, planting the feet down, or the hands down on either side of the foot. Walking back, high plank, and flowing through your chaturanga vinyasa here. Exhale to lower. And inhale, rise. Exhale, meeting me back in downward facing dog. So we'll float through that little balance pose on the opposite side. So inhale, when you're ready, left leg reaches up overhead. Exhaling, knee to chest, planting that foot in between the palms. We'll rise up, crescent lunge. This time exhaling, bringing the hands through heart center. Getting that nice strong stance in the front leg. And we'll start to make our way forward, coming into warrior three once again. So shifting your weight, pressing up and through that base leg, really engaging it. And then tick-tocking our body forward. Same options apply with the arms here. One more breath, and exhale to lower, dropping the hands down, half split. Keeping that back foot flexed. Hips are parallel to the ground. And then exhale, release that back foot down. Inhale, rising up, crescent lunge one more time. Beautiful. This time opening up for a twist to the left side, so the left hand comes behind us. Using your breath here. And inhale to rise. Exhale to lower, hands down on either side of the foot. Coming back to your high plank, flowing through your version of your chaturanga vinyasa today. And then meeting me back in a downward facing dog. Ah, beautiful. Exhaling to lower those knees down. Widening your stance, sitting back in extended child's pose, taking a breath, taking a rest. Starting to thank yourself for all the great work you've just done. That was beautiful, that was powerful. Give yourself a little pat on the back. And starting to remember your intention if you've created one for today's practice. Coming back to that intention, breathing into it even deeper. Releasing everything, letting yourself melt into the mat here. And when you're ready, inhale to rise. Coming back to a tabletop pose. We'll take a few cat-cows just to loosen up the spine a little more. So inhale, arching the belly down, chin rises. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to a neutral spine, maybe looking side to side a little bit. And bringing it back, we'll come to a seat on our mat. Extending the legs out in front of us. And starting to slowly lower down onto your back. Hugging the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. Beginning to extend the left leg out long, hugging the right leg into the body. And then exhaling, crossing the right leg over the body, extending the right arm out long, keeping both shoulders planted on the mat, and letting your leg melt into the ground. Inhale back to center, switching legs, bringing the left leg into the chest, and then exhaling to cross it over the body, extending the left arm out long, sinking into this twist. And inhaling back to center, bringing your knees into the chest one last time, taking any last poses that I may not have offered in today's class. Otherwise, coming into happy baby pose by grabbing the outer edges of the feet and gently rocking side to side. And when you're ready, slowly making your way down to Shavasana by extending the legs out, letting the feet fall down to the edges of the mat. Palms can come next to the body, face up or face down, and shoulders roll underneath the back just slightly. And starting to come back to the breath here, feeling your belly rise and fall. Starting to solidify your intention in your mind one last time for today's practice. And once you have that with you, doing another body scan to feel for any new places of tension. Maybe scanning to see if the old places of tension have subsided or lessened since the beginning of practice. So using your breath to continue to release anything that's left in the body. Continuing to release more and more as you breathe deeper and deeper. Coming into the full presence of this Shavasana and letting yourself lie here for the rest of practice. Starting to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bringing some feeling back into the body. And then gently pressing over to one side of the mat, curling up into a ball, using your arm as a pillow. From here, gently pressing all the way up to a seated position on the mat, keeping your eyes closed. Sitting up nice and tall, bringing your hands to heart center. And as we end our practice today, may the long-time sun shine upon you. May all love surround you. And may the pure light within you guide your way on. Bowing our heads together in gratitude. Namaste. Alright, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys all had a good practice and a good rest of your week. So, see you guys.